Hi everyone and welcome to the 10th episode of the World of Work podcast. In today's episode, we spoke to Goosain, who is a Bachelor of Arts in Informatics, Media and Writing graduate from UCT and is a Bachelor of Commerce Honours in Information Systems graduate from UCT, and he is currently working at Capitec in the Graduate Development Program. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and that you learned something from it. Hi Goosain, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thanks, Luby. How are you doing?
I'm great, thanks. So Hussein did a Bachelor of Arts in Informatics, Media and Writing, and he graduated in 2022. So his final year was in 2021. And then he went on to do a Bachelor of Commerce Honours in Information Systems. And he is currently working at Capitec as a graduate development program. How's it been going so far? How's Capitec doing?
It's been an amazing journey thus far. I mean, unfortunately, I had to switch sides over to Marty's because the head office is based over in Stellenbosch. So that is one of the things that I did not so much enjoy. You know, I thought I was going to be a Cape Town boy through thick and thin, but now I'm finding myself every day driving through to Stellenbosch and back. But apart from that, it's been an amazing journey thus far. I've learned so much, networked with so many various different individuals, and you know, I've really just felt that this has been by far one of the best decisions that I've ever made by joining the Capitec graduate program and, you know, just joining a wonderful company that is Capitec.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I see that you like interned at RMB as well during your university career. And you did a lot of things. Um,
Yeah.
but I so it's actually quite rare for information systems graduates to go into banking. Well, I haven't seen a lot. What do you think you did in order to get into banking?
So I've always wanted to work in the financial services sector, right? So whether it be in insurance, in banking, in corporate banking, you know, just retail banking, commercial banking. I just wanted to be somewhere in the financial service and finding out how we can use technology to sort of get away from this red tape that is often seen within the banking sector, because, you know, everything is believed to be so regulated and, you know, we need to go through all of these various different stages before we are able to fully implement technology and before we are fully able to, you know, implement digital enablement. So that has always just been a lifelong dream of mine and a lifelong goal of mine, just to see how we are able to use technology to streamline banking processes and make banking better for the entire South African population. Because, you know, unfortunately, our digital literacy rates are extremely low. So how are we able to now make sure that we don't need to go stand extremely long in a banking queue? How are we able to then make banking affordable and efficient? And how are we able to make it accessible to the daily population or to the um, normal South African population? How we were able to really break down that barriers. And that was sort of how I saw my way into the banking industry via the technological and digital enablement route. And like I said, there has been a lot of red tape, but there's not as much red tape as people think there is to be. We are an extremely progressive country in terms of technology. And I mean, we have one of the best banking systems and digital banking systems across the board, whether you're talking about retail banks, commercial banks. So I really thought that, you know, using IT as the way to to sort of bridge the gap between my aspirations to be a digital enabler and someone who works in the financial industries, I really saw IT and information systems as the way forward.
Wow. And do you think that there's a lot of opportunities for information systems graduates in banking?
110%. Not just specifically in banking. I can tell you that fortunately I received numerous job offers once I graduated, even before I graduated. So I actually received a job from the investment bank that I interned at, but that was not anything to do with IT. It was strictly to do with marketing. But it just shows that with the diverse and holistic background that you get from the IT or the information systems background, you're really able to branch off into various different fields of work, whether it be, you know, information systems related, marketing, consulting, management consulting, data analysis. It's just an extremely beneficial degree that helps you really grow as an individual, and it really opens up so many doors. But specifically relating to the banking industry and with technology, there is the world of opportunity because you have jobs like a business analyst, a systems analyst, a developer, computer science, data scientist, decision scientist. These are all of the things that the information system, the curriculum and the degree really paves the way and lays the foundation for you. And I must say, and I must give a massive shout out to my information systems lecturers, because they were also just the ones who really carved the path and they laid the foundation. They really told us that, this is not just the end. You're not just going to be forever known as a junior data analyst or a junior business analyst or something like that. You have the foundations and you have the skills to really take it through to senior to top level, even a C-level suite managerial role. So it's something that is extremely beneficial to study just because of the holistic viewpoint that you get. I mean, it's not just technology. You're learning about e-commerce, you're learning about social media marketing, digital marketing. You're learning how to run an IT system. You're learning the entire, or I love to use the word holistic, but you are really getting the full 360-degree experience by studying information systems.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm sure like so many of our listeners now who are studying information systems would be really excited to hear that, because it's very rare for us to hear the different opportunities available to students who aren't studying like accounting and finance, you know?
Mm,
So you are completing the graduate development program for human resources at Capitec Bank, and it's a rotational program. Can you walk us through
yes.
what such a program entails?
Yeah, so essentially, this is what I love so much about Capitec and especially the graduate development program. So essentially, it's an 18-month graduate development program in which you are afforded the opportunity to explore the various different business units within the bank. So I'm not just specifically tied down to human resources or HR. So I'm spending 3 months in human resources, then I'm going over to conversational banking. So if you're not too sure what or if you're not too clued up on what conversational banking is, it's essentially banking via WhatsApp. So everything that you can do, you can send a WhatsApp message saying, I would like to send Hlubi 2,000 Rand. It opens up the app, it authenticates you, and then um, the money sent. Or you can send a voice note via WhatsApp to the chatbot, and it says, you can say, please, can I get my 3-month bank statement? Within a couple of seconds, it generates your bank statement. So that's conversational banking. So I'll also be spending a couple of months there. But then there's also various different aspects. So there are other graduates that are, within the marketing field. So they are specializing in digital marketing. But then through the graduate program, they're also spending some time in financial risk and, special investigations and working in credit. So that's really the one upside of the graduate program, is that you are afforded the full 360 experience to see what it really takes to run a bank. So whether it's from the credit perspective, from the accounting, the financial, the IT, the law, the media, this is what the graduate program exposes you to. And then at the end of the graduate program, you have a say to say, okay, I believe that I spent or I added the most value in this team, and I really want to spend some more time in this team. Obviously, the HR manager and the team that you are or that you recommended will now say, okay, did this person really bring the value? Did they really bring the charisma? Did they really disrupt the industry? And then based on their feedback, they'll determine, okay, we believe that you are a suited candidate for this position in this team, and they'll place you in the team. So it's guaranteed employment at the end of the 18 months. And yeah, like I said, you're just really afforded the opportunity to explore and see the bank as a whole and really see what it takes to run a bank from all the various different positions. So that's extremely exciting, and that's a little bit about my journey. So currently, my very first rotation was building a chatbot. So like I said, I'm all about digital enablement and using technology to streamline processes. So the chatbot that I built was made for just exclusively for internal employees, in which they are then able to access their pay slips, access their tax certificates, access their leave balances, also apply for leave. So this chatbot is available on MS Teams, on our internal internet, as well as a WhatsApp chatbot. So you can say, I would like to take leave, or I'd like to take study leave from the 12th of August up until the 14th of August. Within the matter of seconds, the request is then sent to your line manager, who can then approve it via WhatsApp or MS Teams. And it just really eradicates the whole thing of having to go open your work laptop, log into this internet, log into this, and then connect to the VPN. You do a certain level of authentication, but yeah, it's just a lot more streamlined and it's a lot more easier to access, especially to those staff members of Capitec who are situated in the branches all across South Africa. Because you must remember, we have around 900 branches scattered all around South Africa. So not everybody has access to a laptop or their workstation. So how do we then enable them to, if they want to book leave or if they want to take sick leave and they're not able to get access to that workstation, can I just send a WhatsApp message, or can I just log into or send a quick email that now streamlines the entire process? So that was one of the projects that I worked on and that I delivered. The next one that I'm currently working on right now is called IT service delivery, in which I essentially manage all incidents in which a IT service fails within the bank. So if something on the app is not working, someone logs an incident saying that, oh, certain clients are not able to purchase vouchers via the Live Better. Okay, so now I'm the one, I get the incident on my side. I'm the one who then gathers everybody in an MS Teams call. So we'll then try and do troubleshooting and try to diagnose where the problem arose. So whether it be a network or infrastructure, just getting everybody in a room, facilitating the incident, and then only leaving the Teams meeting or ending the call once the incident has been resolved. So that's one of the roles that I'm playing, and that's also an extremely vital and an extremely beneficial role that I'm finding, because now not only am I just exposed to, the IT engineers, but now I'm seeing everybody from the entirety of what it takes to run the business, because now I'm getting people from our reward scheme, and I'm getting people from our credit scheme, and I'm getting people from the app space. And it's just really amazing to liaise with these people and network with them and build that relationships through. So like I can say, the graduate development program really puts you on the succession plan to becoming a future leader within the company, just because they invest so much time and money into you, whether it be through your work skills, but also through your emotional and your EQ, as well as your mental and your physical health as well. It's really something that I encourage lots of people to apply to. Sorry, I'm rambling on quite a lot. It's just something that I'm very passionate about, and I really want to get the message across that you know trying to, or once you have your university degree, a graduate program is really not just specifically the Capitec one. Any graduate program, majority of the graduate programs are really one of the best things that you can do in order to work your way into the world of work and then sort of climb the corporate ladder if that's your goal. Because once they identify you as a strong point and as a strong talent, as a strong candidate, they really put you on a succession plan to then, pave the way for you and to curate your own journey into the world of work.
That's amazing. And I can see that you're very passionate about it, which is amazing to watch. Talking about technology, AI, machine learning, you were the winner of the Discovery Limited Hackathon, in which you made use of
Yes.
AI, machine learning, and image recognition to streamline motor insurance claims. During the past year, AI has taken the world by storm. Is it the case that AI and other similar technologies are making waves into many aspects of the working world? What has been your experience?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, we obviously ended up winning the Discovery Gradhack Hackathon, myself and three fellow classmates. And there, what we did was we made use of the very early stages of AI and machine learning and image recognition. So we thought, how are we able to streamline the insurance process? So, a couple of us were in accidents, unfortunately, in the past year, and it's just a massive um, I don't know want to I don't want to say this, but it's a massive effort to sort of get the insurance claim and get the money and submit all of these various documents and have an assessor come out. So we thought, how are we able to streamline that process? And we built a tool essentially that was, as soon as you're in an accident, all you have to do is take out your phone, snap a picture of the accident that took place. You just need to take about 3 or 4 photos, and then the tool that we built was essentially able to detect the car part that was damaged as well as the level of damage. So it would then categorize it into minor, medium, or major. If it's a major thing, you'll obviously then need a assessor to come and like fully assess the damage that is caused. But if it's categorized as minor or medium, there's not much of a need for the assessor to come out, and then that just really streamlines the process from both the customer perspective but also from the business perspective, because from the business perspective it costs quite a lot to send an assessor out, and then there's also waiting periods, durations, and things like that. So that was just one of the things that we thought we were able to streamline, and lo and behold, our solution actually won. Discovery loved it. Yeah, essentially got jobs from Discovery from that as well. They offered us jobs. Unfortunately, I did not take it, but one of my other classmates did take it, so he's living it up now in Sandton, being a business analyst at Discovery. But yeah, no, just touching on the advancements in AI, and specifically generative AI. I think it was December last year we saw the reveal of ChatGPT, and after that came Google Bard, and there's all these various different generative AI tools that are out making waves in the industry right now, and it's extremely I'm quite happy to see it, and it's extremely exciting times. And I'm actually working alongside for one of my upcoming rotations. I'm working alongside the developers of ChatGPT called OpenAI. So it's an extremely exciting project that I'm going to be working on with them. I can't reveal a little bit too much about it, but it's going to be making waves in the industry. It's going to be revolutionizing banking itself, because now we have access to a ChatGPT via WhatsApp. That's all I can tell you. I don't want to. So I'm like I said, I'm extremely big on bridging the gap for the South African population, because the unfortunate reality is our digital literacy rates are extremely low. So people don't know how to make use of certain applications, but they know how to send a WhatsApp message, or they know how to send an SMS. So how are we able to then bridge the gap for them and make banking accessible to them via WhatsApp? So like I said, it's a project that we're working on with artificial intelligence, and not with artificial, with open AI, but it's going to be making use of AI, machine learning, certain database models as well. And it's a really exciting time, just because who would have thought that you could be writing exams, putting in a question, and this whole AI bot is able to write an exam for you. It's able to do all of these things. It's able to streamline so many tasks. So there's a lot that goes into the behind the scenes as well, into training the models, into building the data sets and things like that. But that's really where the interesting things come in, because you're putting in hours and hours of work just to build this model, and then within a couple of seconds it gives an answer, and you're just like, how the hell did this happen? What is this advancement in technology? So it's quite something that's extremely exciting. There's a lot of new talks that's happening as well, that's making waves. There are certain every year or every 2 years there's a certain digital phenomena. So I think it was last year or the year before, it was the whole NFT blockchain craze that was going on, and now it's the AI. It's just moving on from there. So I'm extremely excited to see what's going to be the next big leap in terms of technology.
Yeah, no, certainly. I'm excited as well to see what the future holds. Talking about your grad hack, so how important is it to be able to work in a team, and what skills can a person develop in order to ensure that they are the best team member possible?
Yeah, I think working in a team is extremely, extremely crucial. You need to be the team player. Collaboration is one of the and this was something that I sold myself in all the interviews that I went through for jobs as well. I'm a big collaborator, and I'm a big team player, because it's a common saying, and it's quite cliche, there is no I in team. But in terms of the world of work, and when you transition to the world of work, there really is no I in team. Everybody has their specific role to play within the team to deliver a product, or to work to a conclusion that you want to reach. So it's extremely important that you are able to sort of understand the role and understand the value that you bring to the team. And then also being able to liaise with the various other members to ensure that there's no beef within the team, or there's no animosity, or there's no anxiety, the things like that. Just squashing all the beef and realizing that you guys are working towards a common goal. But by far the most important thing is realizing the value that each and every single team member can bring. Once you guys realize that, you list out your strengths and weaknesses, you do a mini SWOT analysis amongst yourselves. You really find out, okay, this is the developer of the team, and this is the spokesperson, this is our salesperson, this is the behind the scenes guy. Once you then are able to delegate the task to the next people, and just to the next person, and then just see how everything comes together, and you guys are able to collaborate with each other tremendously. I mean, for our Discovery Hackathon, we were sitting up until about 3, 4 in the morning, just on a Teams call, just working with each other, trying to figure out how we're going to get this tool to work. And then you never know, the person who's actually the salesperson now comes up with the idea, shouldn't we actually be including this API to then send the traffic to this thing? And nobody would think it would be that guy, because he's just seen as the salesperson. So recognizing the value that everybody can bring, whether they are the salesperson or the actual technical specialist, just being able to work collaboratively in a team. It's extremely important, especially in your university career as well, because there are so many, especially in information systems, a lot of the courses that you're going to be doing and a lot of the projects that you're going to be doing is teamwork based. So recognizing from a or establishing from the very beginning, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and then being able to delegate the tasks efficiently from there. And then also just, having and ensuring that you have a proper, I don't want to use the word project manager, but ensuring that you have a proper leader in the, or, one that assumes the role of the leader within the group, because strong leadership takes you extremely far places. You need to have the person that's going to be there to keep you in check. You need to have the person that's going to be there to do the daily follow-ups, or, just doing checking on the progression status of the project. Leadership goes an extremely far way. So yeah, it's all just recognizing, even if you're the most shyest person in the group, just having the ability, or having the certain level of confidence to speak up and share your thoughts. Yeah, like I said, everybody has their own role to play within the group. But as long as you guys can gel together and work well together, that's the best advice that I can give to anybody working in a group space. Because I can tell you, when you enter the world of work, you are going to be constantly needing help from the next person. You are constantly going to be messaging someone, can you please give me access to this resource? Or can you please show me how to do this? You're going to need to play your part, but they will also need to play their part and nurture you into becoming a mini one of them, or, becoming a future leader. So just being willing to put yourself out there as well. It's extremely vital.
Yeah, that's amazing. And well done, guys, for winning. That's such a big thing. So
Thanks.
during your time at UCT, so you're also part of the UCT Radio team. You're an
Yeah.
on-air personality, online coordinator, marketing manager. Can you walk
Yeah.
us through that and how that experience has impacted your career?
For sure. I'm sure you can pick up by now that I love talking. I'm very passionate, and, I bring a lot of energy. So I thought that, you know, I'll share a little secret here. In high school, my dream was to become a sports broadcaster for Sky Sports News, because I just love commentating and I love watching and analyzing sports. And, I thought that I would pave the way to becoming that, and I'd start a YouTube channel. And I started a YouTube channel. It got over 6,000 subscribers. It was fairly large at the time for someone that was in high school, over 1 million total views on my channel. And when I made the transition into the corporate world, I sort of had to private all of those videos, because there were a couple of embarrassing things and a couple of things that can come back to potentially bite me. But yeah, then moving into university, I thought, how do I carry on this love for storytelling and this love for making people laugh and things like that? And I joined the radio station in my very first year. I started off as a graveyard presenter. So I was coming into the campus radio station between 2 and 4 in the morning and presenting a show. But that was essentially where you really learn they call it the decks, how to operate the decks, how to press a button so that the music plays, yeah, how to fade music in and out, how to really pronounce yourself and enunciate certain words, how to you essentially learn the ropes of radio presenting in that slot, because not many people listen during that time. So that is really where you can make the mistakes, and you can learn to grow as a presenter. And from that, I mean, I had a fairly good co-host. We actually ended up moving into another show together. We then presented the 8 till 10 show at night. So that was sort of your we called it the Sundowner show, because during, I think it was January to February in 2020, that was still when sunset was around, 7, 8, and you're just cooling down, coming down from the beach and things like that. So we presented that show, and then from there I was approached to um sort of, I don't want to say forced into a managerial role, but I sort of put myself out there, and then it was sort of forced as onto me as well into the social media content creator role on for the radio station. So I was managing the Facebook, the Instagram, and the Twitter. And then from there, I was like, you know what I want to do, or I want a little bit more responsibility. And then COVID hit, and everything just went, remote. And they were like, okay, why don't we bump you up to the marketing manager? And that was essentially where I was then, liaising with the various sponsors, or with the various advertisers wanting to advertise on the radios, the airtime as well as on the social media platforms. But yeah, the radio station really paved the way for me to become the person that I am and to build the personality that I have now. Because I mean, I was always extremely vibrant, energetic, and things like that, but I have a lot more confidence to speak to individuals now. I have a lot more ability, or I have a lot more faith in my ability to, deliver a certain message. And, when it comes to presenting things, and I'm sorry to bring this back to the world of work, but now when you're presenting to a panel, or when you're presenting to exco, or you're presenting to senior leadership, I'm always the one that's now the person that has to deliver the message. I'm sort of the salesperson of the group, just because they identify that I don't necessarily get too nervous when I'm talking in front of large crowds now, because even though at the radio station it was just myself, the co-host, and the two mics, it was still you're talking to an audience of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 students, and then from there it then branched off into various different other things as well, and it spiraled off into a separate media career as well. um, but yeah, no, the radio station is really something that I can encourage a lot of people to join, because I saw it as a major confidence booster, but it's also a massive networking opportunity, just because you meet extremely interesting individuals in that space, and you're exposed to quite a lot of, a variety of individuals, because now not only are you exposed to your fellow students who are studying, I don't know, architecture or medicine or accounting, information systems, media, sociology, but you're also exposed to the senior level of management that is at the radio station. It really shows you what it takes to then run a radio station, and now you liaising with advertisers and sponsors, and it's just a massive, well-rounded opportunity for any student that wants to sort of enter the media or marketing, but just to improve their social skills, to improve their confidence levels. It's just an amazing opportunity.
That is amazing. I'm aware of the UCT radio station, but I never actually realized how much of an impact it had on its hosts. And now that you're speaking now, like you're saying, you're up at 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. and 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., like the discipline that requires must be insane. And it's so amazing to see now, like the confidence that it's instilled inside of you. And wow, yeah, I never realized just how much of an impact it had. Um,
Uh,
so that's amazing. And I just wanted to ask about, so you also speaking about like online content creation. For 2 years, you worked as an online content manager for Limited Run. What were the techniques you used to grow their social media and online presence by 200% in 2 years? How important is the social media business in today's day and age? And I just want to add one more. How did you balance all of these roles and your studies?
for sure. Yeah. So yeah, the role at Limited Run was a extremely interesting role. It actually came about as a little bit of a joke, because I'm a massive sneakerhead. I'm quite big into the Air Jordans, the Yeezys, the things like that, and I'm quite into the reselling as well. So that was sort of my side hustle throughout uni to make a little bit of money. And one day I just made a joke to the owner of Limited Run, because I would often sell to him a lot, and I told him, you know what, I'm selling you so many pairs. Why don't I just become your buyer or something like that? And he was like, you know what? If you're serious, let's have a session. We can talk, and we can talk about what skills and what value you would bring to the company. We went for coffee, and I told him, I was this content creator, mini influencer throughout my high school and university career. I built my social media page. I can do this for your company and everything like that. So all the skills and the talents that I learned through building my own various social media pages, I then carried on into the role that they offered me at Limited Run. I was constantly liaising with various different influencers, how to work on influencer campaigns, how we're able to grow our social media following, but not only that, how we're able to grow our sales, because I can safely say that there is a massive, massive, massive correlation and connection between your social media and your sales, because the more social media following and the bigger your reach, the wider your sales become, and the more lucrative your sales become as well. Unfortunately, Instagram did take down the page. I think it was at the end of 2021. end of 2021, beginning of 2022, there was some issues that was going on because people can get over copyright things and music being used, and yeah, we just didn't have the time at the time to sort of fight the case. We were able to get the account back again, but then the people, I think I'm not too sure which company it was, but then they just hit us with another copyright strike, and we were like, okay, let's just call it there. But also, I unfortunately had to step away from that role when I completed my honors studies, so I wasn't playing that much of a effective role within the team. But yeah, just to answer the very first question, I was just really transferring all of the skills that I learned throughout building my own personal brand and building my own social media presence, and then transferring those skills now into a business setting. So there was a lot of skills that I still had to learn, but a lot of it was transferable. Just being consistent with your posts and things like that. So to answer your second question, how did I manage to balance all of this? COVID helped so much because now we are chilling at home, online learning. We're not sitting at campus. There's no so many distractions. Now it's just myself, 3 hours a day of lectures, and I can dedicate the rest of the day to building the brand presence. I can watch YouTube videos. I can do certifications on Google Ads. I can learn how to run Facebook ads and things like that. So COVID helped tremendously, but essentially, it's really all about finding that balance, because when the exams come, then you're like, okay, now I need to knuckle down on the studies. I can't necessarily be doing this. So, you need to have that essential time management there, and you need to know how to pace yourself, because you also don't want to reach that certain level of burnout. So, being able to realize that, okay, I'm going to be studying for this next week, so I need to have the next 3 weeks content prepared in advance, and realizing that there are certain tools out there that can help you to schedule social media posts in 3 weeks, a month in advance, and then just being able to manage your time effectively. But to sum it up, COVID helped so much, because instead of spending 8, 9 hours a day at campus, I would now spend, well, my entire 24 hours at home, but now I just dedicate, 3, 4 hours of my day into my university studies, and then dedicate the rest of the day into my side hustles and then building the social media presence. So COVID was a tremendous helping factor, but from there, as you become an adult and adulting becomes a priority, it's a lot more difficult to time manage and juggle certain tasks. So yeah, like I said, prioritization is extremely key, and just identifying how to structure out your day, prioritizing that, I need to spend a couple of hours on this, and then I need to spend a couple of hours on that, not procrastinating, just the normal things that you'll learn within your life orientation lessons, all of those certain buzzwords. It really begins to play out in your working environment once you are in that situation, because now we think it's all just theoretical, but when you look at it from a practical aspect, it then becomes a lot more influential on your daily life.
Wow, that's amazing. I've learned so much about putting yourself out there and how putting yourself out there opens opportunities for you from you. So thank you so much. Like from YouTube to radio to social media and just all the opportunities it's brought you has been amazing. And that's definitely what I'm taking away from this to put myself out there more. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your morning to chat to us and to share some words of wisdom and knowledge with the society. I have no doubt that everyone listening to this has taken something away from it. I certainly have. And I'm just wishing you all the best in your career going forward. I know that it's going to be an amazing one. I can already tell right now about like how amazing you've done and how amazing you are. So I'm wishing you all the best.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on this episode. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. And I mean, yeah, the bridging the gap from the university life into the world of work, it's really something that is extremely close to my heart. And we come from a very privileged university, I can say, and we need to use that certain status that comes with the UCT name to our advantage. So just like you said, really putting yourself out there, it has all of its benefits, and I can tell you that the benefits far outweigh the consequences or the downfall. So just really being willing to put yourself out there, enter as many competitions, enter or apply for so many jobs. Just your time will eventually come, the opportunity will arise, you bring a certain level of value to the table, and it's just now whichever company decides to recognize that value. But I can guarantee you a company will recognize the value that you bring to the table. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. Like I said, I really, really, really enjoyed this call. I really wish I really wish I joined the InvestSoc in my first year, because I feel like it would have just made a tremendous difference in the person that I am today. I feel like it would have just only helped me grow as an individual and open up so many various different doors. But you guys are definitely on the right path. I love what you guys are doing with the series. I love the social media presence that you guys have built as well. Like you said, it's the one of the largest societies in Africa, if not the largest society, the student-run society in Africa. So you guys are definitely on the right path, and I wish you guys nothing but the best for the future. And yeah, thanks again so much for having me. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out as well.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode and that you learned something from it. Please remember that you can still apply to Perpetua's 6th annual career workshop, which is on the 26th of August, and that you can also still apply to the Allen Grade graduate opportunity. Bye, and I hope to see you again next week.